This video is going to provide you with guidance on how to produce a photo edit inspired by the work of the People Will Always Need Plates group. That's Hannah Dipper and Robin Farquhar. Now, as you can see on the screen, their work is inspired very much by urban UK architecture. They photograph buildings from around the UK, both modern, industrial and urban. And they produce them and develop them into these graphic art designs where the photograph almost becomes like a line drawn image, and you can see they use colour, blocks of solid colour, to enhance the line within the image. They are also commercial artists, so they actually transfer their images into a range of products, from cups, plates, saucers. You can see it on postcards, fabric, cushions. They sell this on all sorts of different products. So they are commercial artists working today. So we're going to produce something similar using our urban photographs from your shoots. So you need to choose a photograph first of all of a building, but also of a building that has in the photograph, in the composition, a section that has some sky or background in it that we can then fill with that solid block of colour. Now, in order to do this, we need to do a few things in order to set this up to create that kind of black and white line image first of all. So when you open up your image, the first thing you need to check is your colour. And what I mean by that is what foreground colour is currently selected. Now, at the moment, we've got a red selected here. And what I want to do is actually have that as a black colour and a white background. So a black foreground, white background colour. I could do that actually either by clicking on the red and choosing black, and doing that, or actually just using the preset black and white, which is just there, that smaller two squares there. That means I will, when I begin to convert this into a line image, the lines will be black and the background will be white. So that's your first job. The next job then is to actually select the sky background area. And to do that, we're going to use our quick selection tool on the left hand side there. So click on your quick selection tool and then just click and drag into the image itself. I'll just need to push that up a little bit into the corner there, and I'm just going to push these little sections just down here just so it kind of meets those railings there. So I've now got the sky selected. The next job is now to convert the sky, and then we'll do the actual building section later, into a black and white image itself, a graphic image. This is where you're going to use something called the filter menu up here. So click on the filter menu and go to Filter Gallery. What will then pop up is a separate screen, and it will pop up with an image that you might see on the screen there, and that always goes to a preset filter called Glowing Edges. But we're going to use a different set of filters, and these are from our sketch menu here. And these are essentially kind of black and white and monochromatic filters. You've got two images here that we're going to use, either the stamp filter or the photocopy filter. Either of these you can use. I'm going to use a stamp one for this example. So I'm going to click on the stamp filter. Now what the stamp filter does, it just takes all the tones and then solidifies them into solid black and white tones. But as you can see there, at the moment, you can't really see much in terms of line. It's just really filled it with black and white blocks. So we want to kind of lighten this up and bring as much detail out as we can. So if you go to your smoothness one first of all, at the moment that's set for 4. I'm going to set that for 1, which is the lowest part of the smoothest filter you can have. And then I'm going to take the light and darkness balance down to about 4. You can use a sliding scale and you'll be able to see what happens. But as I do that and I just click off it, can you see how that now looks much more like a linear line drawing? If I just flip back to that, you can see that's going to give you that kind of effect there, that line effect. Excuse me. You can do something similar with the photocopy tool. And again, you've got various, you can play around the detail and darkness on that if you prefer that effect. So again, if I can just scroll this down to say, so that's the darkness, so a bit light, maybe I'll go the other way, a bit darker there. And take the detail just down a bit. You can vary the amount of effect you want with that. But like I said, for this example, I'm sticking to the stamp tool. So let's just reset that back to 4 there, and then smooth this down to 1. And press OK. Now what that's done, as you can probably see, it's just changed the selected area, the background, the sky, into pure white. And now I want to do the exact same for the building itself. So I'm now just going to go to Select and Inverse. Now the reason why I'm doing it separately is we want to be able to fill the sky eventually in a different colour. So you just have to do this kind of twice. So now I'm going to use the exact same filter, the exact same settings, just on this Select Inverse section. So Select Inverse basically selects the rest of the image that wasn't selected before. Now there's a shortcut here. You can go back to Filter and just use the last filter you've used, which is the one the stamp tool just used. So I'm just going to click on Last Filter. And as you can see now, everything there is now in that black and white stamp tool. Now I'm going to go back to Select and Inverse again, so I'm just selecting the sky again. So just the sky selected, you'll be able to spot it with the dotted line around it. And the final thing I'm going to do is then fill this sky with a block colour. Again, if I just go back to these examples here, you can see the green, the blue, the yellow, etc. So I'm going to choose a different colour. I'm going to go to my colour swatch tool, I'm going to get a red. Press OK. I'm now going to go up to here. Now it might be on this side, you might have the gradient tool selected at the moment on your computer. Just go to the paint bucket tool. The paint bucket tool fills it with a solid colour. And then just simply click inside your selection. And there you've now filled in that section there with the sky accent colour. And that's it. You need to just File, Export As, and then you can save it as a JPEG or a PNG file. I'd like to go doing 3 different versions of these. There's one other thing you could do as well. Rather than just having black and white for the lines right at the start, you could preset these colours and have, say, a blue and a yellow line and do this in a slightly different colour combination. So you're developing the idea from the people always need plates edit. Okay, so let's say I produce 3 different versions of these using 3 different photographs, and I look forward to seeing what you produce. Thanks everyone.